Gentleman yields back. We'll now recognize the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Turner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Gutlein, you and I had a prior conversation that I want to continue in this hearing, and that is concerning the current integration of the air component into our current missile defense structure. If you look to what we've been able to accomplish in the Middle East and in the current conflicts that have occurred, as you and I were discussing with the direct attack that occurred from Iran into Israel, where the United States provided a backup component of missile defense to Iron Dome and David Sling and their missile defense components. And of course, the broader conflict that has occurred now, where the United States assisted not only with Israel, but also providing missile defense to our own assets and our own military and personnel, but also then to our broader allies in the missile defense. It wasn't just our missile defense architecture, it was also our air component architecture. And it's great that I'm sitting in front of 3 Air Force personnel, and no disparaging to the rest of all the witnesses that are here, and I appreciate your participation. But I want to engage you in an air component integration discussion as we talk about Iron Dome, because I want to get to, I believe that there is a miss that we're having in the Iron Dome. So if we could first have your acknowledgement of that currently our architecture as it's deployed includes a significant air component integration with the F-35, as you were discussing with me, both in its sensor suites, in its integration and how it follows targeting, but also I'm aware even the ability to use missiles it has as a component. Could you speak to that for a minute as to what we currently do with the F-35 and our air components integration?
Thank you, Representative. That's a key component of the defense equation that General Guillo has to execute, is the full-on integration of the multi-domain environment to include the maritime and the air component. The air component allows us to push the defended area out away from the homeland. It also gives us a 911 response in case of a threat, as you're seeing over in Iran. What we are doing from a Golden Dome perspective, even though the air layer is not part of my architecture, that is part of a different set of architectures, is I am integrating that in, both the sensor data and the communications layer, and then making sure that my data is transportable back out to the air layer and the maritime layer.
Well, and this is why I'd like to engage all of you into the conversation, including the General. I believe that as we do that, that we need to make certain both in the as we look to the F-35 and also the opportunity of the B-21, that we need to ensure that we take into consideration the opportunity for that integration, both the supersonic nature of the B-21, the hypersonic opportunity of its missiles for homeland defense, because the Golden Dome is going to have, in space-based architecture and its terrestrial architecture, the terrestrial is going to be static and relatively fixed. Space-based, of course, would be more fluid. But the agile, flexible, multidimensional capability of the air component provides an opportunity that we should not miss, and I think we should be forward-looking. And as you're passing that baton, that developmental aspect needs to be made certain that those platforms are developing up with you. General?
Congressman, I couldn't agree more with General Gutlein. In fact, the day after he was confirmed, he flew out to Colorado Springs to talk to me about, from an operational perspective, what the needs of NORAD and NORTHCOM were. And then in addition to the space base and the upper layer and under layer, we talked for a great deal of time about what we call the air layer, or the limited air defense layer, for the reasons that you mentioned. The agility that fighter aircraft and others bring, the 911 response, as General Gutlein described it, is integral to any air defense challenge that we have.
In the terminal phase and also in the mid-course, there's a huge opportunity for both the B-21 and the F-35 to play an absolute essential homeland defense role in Golden Dome. And I hope that as we're passing that developmental baton, that the nation's ingenuity is utilized to ensure that they're fully tasked.
Congressman, I agree, and I'll also throw in any advanced airborne early warning systems would have capability there as well.
And unmanned.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. I yield back.